Lily walks through the streets, trying to stay positive, but everything looks dull and gray to her. No matter where she looks, people wear the same blank faces. She keeps walking, hoping to find something that brings color back into her world. Then she sees it, the game center. Just the sight of it makes her heart race. Color seems to return to her vision, and without thinking, she runs toward the door and pushes it open with excitement. Inside, the game center is full of bright lights and buzzing sounds. Games light up the room and people laugh and play. Lily walks to the claw machine, her eyes locked on a cute cola toy. She carefully moves the claw, focusing hard. Grabs the toy, but fails to even lift it for a few seconds. She shrieks in surprise, embarrassed. Nearby, Renji, a staff member, is carrying boxes. He notices Lily's failed attempt and sighs quietly. Frustrated, Lily curses out loud, surprising Renji. He didn't expect the girl to speak English, but instead of walking away, she stubbornly puts in another token to try again. Renji smirks. He knows how hard it is to win from that claw machine. Before he can watch more, one of his co-workers calls him, snapping him out of his thoughts. 3 hours pass and Lily is still glued to the claw machine. Renji's shift finally ends, and as he heads toward the exit, something catches his eye. Lily, still playing. He can't believe it. 3 hours have gone by and she hasn't moved on. He looks closer. The koala stuffed toy she's been trying to win hasn't even budged. Not even a little. He shakes his head and mutters under his breath, calling it the cruel koala. Lily is down to her last token. Her hands tremble as she pulls it from her pocket. Renji, still nearby, notices her frustration. Finally, he decides to step in. Without warning, he snatches the token from her hand and drops it into the neighboring claw machine. Lily starts to protest, but stops when she sees Renji's strategy in action. He carefully aims for a koala stuffed toy wearing a shirt, using the shirt as leverage to hook it more easily. Surprisingly, the claw grabs the toy and drops it right into the prized chute. Lily stares in disbelief. It actually worked. She claps her hands in amusement, still stunned. But what surprises her even more is when Renji casually hands the toy over to her without hesitation. She notices the koala's odd, grumpy face and Renji's awkward smile. The toy looks a little cursed, and for a moment, Renji wonders if he should have just minded his own business after all. To lighten the mood, Renji tries to speak to Lily using the little English he knows, telling her the toy is a present. Unsure of what else to say, he glances around and spots a Valentine's Day poster behind him. Using it as an excuse, he smiles and greets her with a happy Valentine's Day. He offers the toy again, saying it's for the occasion. Lily is still hesitant, but eventually accepts it. She hugs the koala tightly and thanks Renji for the gift. Although Renji doesn't understand everything she says, he catches enough to know she's happy. Watching her eyes light up as she clutches the toy, Renji guesses she truly loves it. Even after she leaves the game center, she's still smiling. Later that night, Lily sits on her bed holding the koala close. She examines its grumpy face, then laughs softly. But as her thoughts drift back to Renji, she starts to blush. Embarrassed, she hides her face behind the stuffed toy, hugging it tightly again. Suddenly, Lily's mom enters the room and sees her hugging the koala tightly. Noticing how much Lily adores the stuffed toy, her mom smiles and playfully teases her about it. The next day, Renji is inspecting the claw machines with a colleague when they notice someone peeking from behind. It's Lily. Renji's coworker asks if something happened, but Renji denies it, confused by her strange behavior. Still, Lily keeps peeking from behind a claw machine, so Renji approaches her once his coworker walks away. Lily pretends to be casually playing, acting like she's just there for the game. But when she moves the claw, it accidentally knocks over the entire shelf of prizes. Both of them burst into laughter. Since Renji's shift is ending, he offers to guide Lily around the game center. However, they quickly realize how hard it is to communicate. Renji's English is rough and Lily doesn't understand Japanese at all. Even so, they make several clumsy attempts to talk, and eventually, they just end up laughing at how silly their efforts are. That day, they spend their time playing games. The first is a car racing game which only makes Lily anxious. She struggles to stay on the road and ends up crashing repeatedly, even driving the wrong way until she finally loses. Next, she tries the drum game. This one is easier and catches her interest more. After that, they play a block stacking game against each other. Lily thinks she's about to win, but Renji surprises her by winning in one move. Despite the fun, Lily still seems shy, and Renji senses that she hasn't fully opened up to him yet. Wanting to make her comfortable, he buys 2 sodas from the vending machine and hands her one. While they drink, Renji asks her what she wants to do next. Lily doesn't answer right away, but her eyes wander toward a nearby photo booth. Though she doesn't say anything, Renji picks up on her gaze and realizes what she's thinking. However, it isn't the photo booth they enter. Instead, Renji stops at a game nearby, thinking that's what Lily was eyeing. He encourages her to try it, excited by the idea, and Lily, who is still too shy to correct him, simply goes along with it, though the game is nothing like what she wanted. As the game begins, Lily freezes, clearly overwhelmed. Thankfully, Renji quickly shoots it down and even impersonates the main character on the game, saying his catchphrase. Seeing Renji's enthusiasm, Lily slowly gets into it. She raises the fake gun, takes aim, and starts shooting the on-screen monsters. Bit by bit, she becomes more confident. A few moments later, Lily quickly picks up the game. She takes down all the enemies on screen one by one. When the boss appears, she focuses even harder, firing non-stop like a real pro already. Her skills also draw the attention of some people nearby, watching in awe as she dominates the game. Then finally, with one final shot, the boss falls defeated. Renji cheers for her, impressed by how fast she improved. After the game, they walk around the arcade again, looking for something new to try. That's when Lily's eyes drift back to the claw machines. This time, she is aiming for a box koala toy that catches her attention. But before they head there, she finally gathers the courage to lead Renji toward the photo booth. They snap a few pictures together before proceeding to the claw machine. Lily starts operating the claw machine, but just like before, the toy barely moves. Renji offers to help, but she firmly refuses. This time, she wants to win it herself. Renji can only sigh, knowing how tough these machines are. Still, he stands by and watches. After several attempts, something finally shifts. Lily manages to move the box closer to the prized chute. With one more try, the toy drops and she wins at last. Later, Renji waits outside the game center holding the earlier winnings. When Lily appears, he hands her the bag and prepares to say goodbye. But before he can leave, Lily suddenly stops him and holds out the toy she just won. She wants to give it to him, as thanks for the call he gave her. Renji hesitates, unsure whether to accept, but Lily insists. Without waiting for his answer, she shoves it into his hands and runs off quickly, too flustered to say anything more. Renji wonders if the only reason Lily worked so hard to win the toy was to give him something in return. As he inspects the prize, his attention shifts to a small card attached to it. Since it's written in English, he assumes she's just greeting him for Valentine's Day. But then a thought strikes him. He realizes that he doesn't even know her name. That night, while sipping his coffee in his room, Renji decides to look up the English phrase written on the card Lily gave him. To his shock, it translates to "be my lover." He instantly spits out his coffee and yells in surprise. Digging deeper into English customs, he learns that in England it's tradition for a guy to give a girl a gift on Valentine's Day as a way of confessing his love. This makes Renji recall the koala toy he gave Lily. She must have misunderstood it as a love confession. Realizing how serious the misunderstanding might be, Renji clutches his head and lets out another frustrated scream. His outburst prompts his sister to barge into his room, scolding him for being so loud in the middle of the night. The next day, Lily returns to the game center. She peeks through the door, clearly looking for someone. What she doesn't know is that Renji is actually standing right behind her, watching her quietly. When he finally calls out, Lily jumps in surprise and without a word rushes into the game center. Renji follows her, but every time he gets close, Lily dashes off again. They end up running all over the arcade, weaving between machines. His colleague, confused to see him there on his day off, watches as Renji chases Lily like it's a game. Lily hides behind machines, ducking out of sight, but Renji doesn't give up. They eventually make it upstairs, laughing and catching their breath. It no longer feels like a chase. It feels like a game of tag between two kids. Finally, Renji catches up and gently stops her, their hands touching each other. Without a word, he hands her a gift, something square and neatly wrapped. Lily finds a notebook inside. She flips through the pages and finds out that they're filled with Renji's handwritten notes, his personal details, thoughts, and even the things he's always wanted to say to her. Since Renji isn't fluent in English, he spends hours researching and translating everything he wants to say to Lily into her language the night before. He writes everything down, hoping she can understand him through reading, even if speaking is still difficult. In the notebook, he mentions the card Lily gave him. While he's flattered that she seems interested in him, he gently explains that he can't accept her wish. As Lily reads, her expression dims. Renji writes that they can't be lovers right now because they barely know each other, not even their names. That's why he prepared the notebook, so they can get to know each other better. Page by page, maybe they'll grow closer. He even hopes it might help improve his English. After reading, Lily quietly closes the notebook and walks up to Renji. She boldly vows to make him fall in love with her, catching Renji off guard. His stunned reaction startles Lily, so she playfully hits him and bolts away. But before disappearing completely, she turns around, smiles, and formally introduces herself. Her name is Lily Baker, and she waves goodbye, leaving Renji standing there. Renji is flustered upon finally learning her name, but gathers his courage and tries his best to reply in English. His awkward response only makes Lily smile and laugh. Still, neither of them can bring themselves to say goodbye. They keep exchanging words one after another as Lily slowly walks out the door. That's how Renji meets Lily Baker, and how their unexpected cultural exchange at the game center begins.